is time for our weather wisdom with Chief Meteorologist Natalie Walters. And it's interesting because during the break, I was like, I don't know what this means. And you're like, fantastic, because you're going to explain. So we're talking about a cap when it comes to weather. We're not talking about the slang, no cap. We're talking about a cap when it comes to weather.
And I feel like I'm going to say no cap way too much during this.
But it's good.
Yeah, so we're going to talk about a cap or a capping inversion. You may, if you are in the weather world on social media and you're keeping up to date with the severe weather risk, you probably have heard something about having a cap in place and what that means. So I'm going to talk about this. So we have the chance for some storms heading into tomorrow evening, but there is one thing that could limit this potential, which is a cap. So it's basically a layer of warm air aloft. So in order for a parcel of air to rise, it has to be warmer than the surrounding air because it's going to be less dense than the surrounding air. But if there's an area of warmer air aloft, that's going to stop this parcel from rising, and those clouds are just not going to grow like you would need them to grow during a severe weather risk. So an uncapped or no cap, what you're going to see is that cap break, which means that maybe there's some cooling aloft or a forcing mechanism that could allow that parcel to get above that cap to break, and those storms to really fire up. So we have a lot of energy in place. So if you looked at just those parameters, you'd be like, oh yeah, we're going to see some very big severe weather, but we have that cap in place that's going to limit the intensity of those or the coverage of those storms. So you kind of think about it, if you have a Coke bottle or a pop bottle and you shake that up and there's a lid on top, nothing's going to happen. But as soon as that cap comes off, things are going to go crazy. It explodes, and that's kind of what we have going on for the day tomorrow. So
it's interesting because you really have to take this into consideration when you're doing the forecast.
Right. And it's difficult because you want to stress the potential for those storms, but also let everybody know that there is something that may not allow this to happen. So as far as tomorrow's weather goes, I wanted to show you there. So those weather
no cap.
The weather balloons that go up basically take a picture of our atmosphere. So it's kind of hard to see, but that red line is the temperature, and it kind of goes, it warms as it moves up, and that's the cap. And the other one has no cap, which means those storms would be more than likely to fire. So all modes of severe weather possible late tomorrow evening. We're just going to have to track the cap to see what happens later into the day.
Best conversation ever. Right. 8:57 our time right now. We've got a lot more